Actually, we should put some stuff away. We have a lot of stuff we don't need. Yeah, so as you can tell, this is one of those guys. So when it's not misty and all that, they're not that hard to see at all. But in that area, they can be pretty tricky. And they're one of the few enemies that can actually backstab you, which is pretty nasty. Here's a bit of an exploit you can do to get an item for free. Well, not for free, but you have to kill an enemy. But anyways, if you jump here, you can actually skip over here. If you don't have the cat ring, you can survive this fall, but it'll hurt a bit. Anyways, what we're here for is back here. You remember this guy? Dang it. So what we're here for is this item right here. If you recall, there's a third guy that we killed guarding a chest. And of course, it has sublime bone dust. That's what they're almost always guarding. Oh, okay. There you go. If you don't want to make this jump, you can always homeward bone, but you will miss up on this item. Which is Black Knight Halberd. I've never used it personally, but at least in the first game, it was a pretty good weapon. So yeah, you cannot lock onto these guys. That's the main reason I wanted to have a melee weapon of some sort before I ran into this area as a sorcerer. So sorcerers have a big issue against these guys once they're actually moving around. Since you cannot lock onto them unless you're really good with the binoculars. They can be pretty tricky to kill. Luckily, I don't need to. Well, I am pretty good with the binoculars, so I'm not immaculate or fast enough to actually, like, just be able to hit them while they're moving around like this. Yeah, so you might notice these jars with faces on them. These are actually curse jars. They're pretty annoying in the sense that cursing is not too terrible. At least not in this game. But what cursing does, it makes you hollow instantly. So you don't die, you just become hollow. But you can get cursed multiple times until you're so hollowed that the game actually starts killing you if you keep getting cursed. They're fairly enough, easy enough to destroy, but I think it. The invisible guys are really annoying to deal with at the same time. What I'm mostly doing right now is just grabbing all the items I can. I should have picked up a specific ring before I came here, but that's fine. I can just come back here later. So this scorpion guy, he's actually not hostile to you. You can actually talk to him if you have a specific ring. Now for now, we're just gonna walk on by. Yeah, I'm going through my Estus quite a bit, it's on purpose. I'm not actually gonna go straight for the boss. I don't have a branch up, do I? No I don't. Alright, so we head up on this little tower. We'll meet a familiar face up the top here. Hey look, it's Creighton.
Just wait. Dirty rats. Oh, I remember you. Don't you scare me like that. I thought you were him. I'm gonna find him and settle the score. Nobody insults me like that. For the good of the world and for my own honor, I won't let that bastard live another day. For the good.
So yeah, he's saying he's tracked them down and he knows he lives a little further ahead. Right now we're just gonna go down here though. Grab this chest. Ignore the guy in the wheelchair. At least for now. I almost one-shot the frogs with that spell. Yeah, so these guys drop bolt stone. Unfortunately, we cannot open that door. Oh, and Ross one as well. Alright, for with the exception of like, what would it be? Yeah, two things we can get, but we need at least one branch to be able to get. We're done here. We're not gonna go for the boss. We're actually gonna go this way. At least not the boss in that area. We're going for this area instead. There we go. So right here we're gonna summon Creighton just for fun. You don't need to summon Creighton to complete his quest line. But he's gonna be a good distraction for this boss fight. And I mean to light my torch, I meant to pick up that up. But yeah, that shortcut and bonfire are pretty massive to get. This is a boss that's really easy, but it can take a while for his sorcerer. So that's also why I made sure I had a good melee weapon at this point. And also, it's annoying to do by yourself. Because these are the skeleton lords. So their main gimmick is, there's 3 of them. They're not that tough by themselves, honestly. Creighton does minimal damage. I didn't summon him to actually get some damage. It's mostly for distraction purposes. And we're gonna take down their magician first. Their other gimmick, though, as soon as one of them dies, they do this. And they summon some extra skilly boys to mess with us. That's unfortunate. Stop my healing. Alright, so we took out the most dangerous one. Those are bone wheels. That's what they're called, literally. They can do a lot of damage when you're not careful, but so we have Creighton kind of tanking. Well, not tanking, but distracting for us. And kind of just nonchalantly just kind of keep going around. Oh yeah, so these are elite skeletons. These get summoned by what was it? Yeah, it was the scythe guy that I killed just now. So it's only a couple of them, like 4 or 5. They're not that much stronger than regular skeletons, but they are definitely more mobile. Alright, so we're pretty much in the clear. There's only one skeleton lord left. And this one will summon a bunch of regular skeletons. So the reason I took them out in the order that I did, I basically took down the bosses in terms of how difficult the enemies are that they summon afterwards, also with the numbers. So you might notice there's actually a bunch of skeletons. I'm not gonna bother counting them. But these guys are not very dangerous. They can kill you if they surround you, of course, but we got Creighton distracting a good chunk of them. And we're just gonna bide our time and just keep poking at the ones that are distracted. Wow, that skeleton actually blocked all that damage enough. I don't like that they're literally not looking at me and still get the block. I like how Creighton didn't even care that he literally got stabbed in the back. Alright. So that's that boss fight. We're just gonna meander this way. Let's see, what does this say? Try jumping. Yep, I should totally do that, just like these guys probably did. And yep. So we're in Harvest Valley. This area is annoying in certain areas, little bits of it, but we'll be fine for now. But first, we're gonna say hi to you.
Are you a traveller? I'm Chloanne, an ore stone trader. I travel about collecting rare stones, which I sell to make my living. I never planned to visit this god's forsaken place, but I don't know. I just sort of ended up here. I must have just wandered in. But now that I'm here, I've been scouting around for rare bits. Oh, don't look at me like that. Many of these stones are quite useful. For instance, certain stones are used in smithing. Ah, now your ears prick up. I've extras if you can pay. This is my trade, after all.
So yeah, she sells some regular Titanite and Bonfire Ascetic, which I have no use for at the moment. She sells these two random spells for some reason, which I am gonna buy just for completion's sake.
I came here in search of rare stones, but the place is nothing like I was told. All this poison, and you can't get very far inside. Don't just go haplessly wandering about.
That's the best thing I do.
These stones may look all the same, but to the trained eye, each is unique. Some of them are used to smith weapons and armor, and some unique stones provide special benefits. Some of them are extremely rare and should be used with great thrift. None of the differences are easily spotted, but I've learned quite a lot, really. Drang Lake, how is it that I ended up here? It's funny. I can't seem to remember. I've searched every nook and cranny here. I suppose it's time to move on. Perhaps we'll meet again, if we live that long. I've searched.
Alright, so with that enough
It's
talk,
about time I moved shop.
she will go to Majula. So here, you might notice, yeah, there's a lot of poison. It's not instantly poisonous, it'll slowly build up, like you might have noticed for the other status effects, but it's not great to hang out in there. So what we're gonna do though, we'll take care of that guy. The most dangerous guy in the bunch down here. Let's see, can I one-shot these guys? I can, sweet. That'll make things a lot faster. Alright, right now there's a couple of skelly boys that wake up as soon as you walk around near them. This one. So yeah, the poison buildup is kind of fast there. It's not the end of the world if you get poisoned, but it's surprisingly strong in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 1 and 3, its poison is not that bad, but it's toxic that's bad. So here you see how much poison actually ticks down on your life. So yeah, a good timed Estus flask and one life gem is enough to keep you safe, basically. But if there's enemies around, that can be a little bit tricky. Main reason I took care of them. So here's a branch of yore, which we'll be using at some point when we go back. But here, it's Gavla. He's just hanging out over here for some reason. Yes, you do know me. I'm gonna sell you these magic bolts. I'm not gonna use. Anything else I can sell you? None in particular, it looks like. Oh, maybe some weapons. I'm not gonna use this Morning Star. This geomat. I have 2 short bows, so I only need 1. We will actually buy all your poison daggers, all your poison arrows, and this ring. Welcome for the deals, Gaflan. It's always a pleasure to make business with you. Or do business. So the fire seat's only important if I were actually using fire spells. Alright, so there's only 2 more items to get in the poison. Ah, dang it. Alright, we'll use, this time we'll use a poison moss. Don't want to deal with the poison. So here we have an annoying enemy. These are desert pyromancers. They have a slew of magic attacks, which can be annoying to deal with, or fire magic. Luckily, I have my magic skills of my own to deal with it. Alright, so there's our next bonfire's right here. We're actually gonna spend the next couple minutes trying to kill some of these lizards. Might take me a couple tries to get all 3 of them. That's one. Luckily the bonfire is like right here, so we can just sit on it and respawn the lizards. At least the ones I didn't kill. The trick to these particular lizards is to try to make them go to the left. Because otherwise they just fall in these holes and you're kind of screwed. You can obviously do have a way out. It's not an instant death or anything like that, but it's really annoying. Okay, so now that we got all the lizards, we're actually gonna hit this left area real quick. So now that I killed one of them, the rest should be coming up from over here, I believe. Come on guys, I don't have all day, or all night at this point. And yes, I'm pretty much cheesing these guys. For some reason they get just stuck here, and then eventually they do fall, but... There we go. Get the items over here real quick. So there's a reason you don't want to fight them in here. It's kind of cramped. Especially when trying to get the items that are already here. So yeah, only he can break these this plywood off the walls. It has to be that wood specifically, the black fall of death. It's actually a very dangerous spell. Alright, so we're gonna grab this chest right here. And here, we're just gonna run for our life. We did get poisoned, but we managed to grab on the ladder. Okay.